grab your heat foiling supplies. We are going to figure all of this out right here and now. Adding foil to your designs just elevates them to the next level, and Christmas is right around the corner. You're going to want to be able to add some silver and gold to all of your Christmas cards, I promise. I had first made this card with pen adapters and some gel pens, and it was cute and all, but this is definitely next level. I mean, look at that. Hi, I'm Brenda Lambert. I'm a TJC licensed instructor for Silhouette. You have found your way to Silhouette success, so stick around. Let's learn how to foil together. This video did get a little bit lengthy because I ran into an issue with the SVG that I was working with, but I went through and solved the problem on camera so you can figure it out if you ever run into the same problems. So we have a lot of information about setting up designs for foil, but we also have some troubleshooting mixed in, and I wanted to let you know that this video goes hand in hand with the brand new mini course that I have out now. It is bundled with the SVG for the card that I just showed you. You can check it out on my Podia. I will have the link in the description. Now let's get started. We're going to start off today working with some text. I've typed out Happy Holidays because Christmas is right around the corner, and if you are going to send out handmade cards, now is the time to get a jump on it. Let's select our text and open up our text style panel. I'm going to switch this over to the font called Star Bright. It's nice and festive for the holidays. Now I want to create a design that is simple. It's not going to take a whole lot of working here. Happy Holidays is perfect, but let's center justify the text so it's lined up a little bit better, and take this line spacing bar here and just slide these closer together, and that actually looks like a really cute design. Nothing fancy, but it's lined up and spaced properly, all of the things. So now, since it's a script font, we want to right click and weld these words together, and you can see there are extra bits and pieces that were not included in that weld. Because we are going to be manipulating this further, we want to work with it all as one element. Let's right click and group these pieces. Now you can see we're left with one bounding box, and this is all ready to go. We are ready to get on to the actual setup for foiling. So we need to go over and open up our Specialty Tools panel. If you haven't worked in the Specialty Tools panel before, you do want to open it up and give it a look. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, but it's all very similar. The first tab is Emboss and Deboss. This is used with the embossing tool from Silhouette. Then we have Score and Emboss. You have the Power Engraver, the Heat Pen, which is what we're going to be working with today. And then there is the Leather Punch, the leather cover, and 3D, which is for the Ulta. Now, if you have used the sketch pens or any pens in Silhouette before, you will notice that this looks somewhat similar to the sketch panel, and it works pretty much the same way as well. Our design is selected, so we're ready to go with that, and we can click through each one of these options and it will fill it in with a different pattern. I am partial to the concentric design, so I'm going to go with that one. And now you can see that there are a couple of spaces that didn't quite fill in, and you can adjust your spacing here with this slider, and on the other options you can adjust the angle as well. You do want to make sure that you have resized your design before you click on Release Heat Pen Fill. I'm going to shrink this down to right about 3 inches wide, and let's just set that up in the corner, and we can now release the heat pen fill. The next step, of course, is to move on to your send page and take a look there. Everything is lit up in red, which means that it's going to use tool 1, and in tool holder 1 I have my auto blade, so that's not what I want. I need to make sure that this is selected. You can still see the bounding box there, and click on to tool to use all selected lines. Now this is ready to send through your machine, and you will have the most amazing foil design you've ever seen. Now let's move on to something a little bit more exciting. We're going to bring in an actual design and add some foil to different parts and pieces. We're cranking the difficulty level up from around a 2 to a 10. So let's pay attention and get through this. We can do it. I want to print this Santa out for gift tags. And I know this is a little bit large. We'll scale it down when we're actually ready to print and cut and foil. But for right now, we're going to work with it at this scale because I want you to be able to see it, of course. Now, I brought this SVG in from Creative Fabrica. It is my absolute favorite place to get pre-made designs. We want to be able to work with all of these individual pieces. So let's right click, and I was hoping we could ungroup, but that's grayed out. We'll need to release the compound path on this. Now, when you zoom in here, you can see all of the bounding boxes, but because the image is black and the cut lines are black, we can't actually see the pieces. We can fix this by setting our cut lines to white, and they are very thick. I'm not sure why. Let's solve that problem now by double clicking here and switching this up to 0 and enter. Now we can see all of our pieces. Everything has been separated. Let's fit this back to the window and click off of the design so we can start selecting individual parts. I want his glasses and all of the sparkles around him to be foiled. So I'm going to hold down my shift key and just start clicking around on the sparkles and his glasses. And this one is going to be an issue. Let's click off of this and zoom in on that lens. And this right here is the problem. This is not a closed path, so we need to fix that. We can double click to bring up the editing points and zoom in again so everyone can see what's going on here. I know a lot of you get leery with the editing points, but you can do this, I promise. Select one of these points at the end here and break that path. That's going to give us this red dot. Okay, we're going to select on there and just pull it out of the way. Now we have separated these, get them kind of in line as to where we need them. We're going to do the same on this side. Select this end point and break the path. There's our red node. Going to select that and just pull it out of the way. And now each side is open. In order to close this, we're going to connect these red dots again. And now this is a completely closed path. Let's zoom out a little bit and look at what we're doing here. You can see that this side is still looking a bit different from this side. And that's because we have these extra lines inside here. Let's click off of that to get rid of the editing points. Now we can select it again, right click, release this compound path, and the heart that we actually wanted to select has fallen behind this larger one. So select this one, right click, and send this backwards. Now our inside heart has reappeared. This is the one that we do not need. Let's right click and delete. Now we can see that we have the frame of the glasses intact and both lenses are closed paths. This one's looking a little bit wonky from the work we did on it. We can double click on this again and work with the editing points to smooth it out. I think we have way too many editing points here. I'm going to leave that one. Let's select this one. Click the backspace button on our keyboard. And that looks a little bit better. It's still a little wonky. We can straighten that out with the blue squares. Let's click off of it to see it's getting closer. You just want to modify it until it's a nice smooth cut. That looks pretty good. Now we can fit that back to the window and we are getting really close. However, we are going to need 2 of these set in exactly the same space. So let's select this and duplicate it, line it up So it's right on top of the other one. I think we need to zoom in again. You can see my smart snapping tool is on, and that helped to line it up. Now we have that one selected. We can hold down our shift key, select the other lens and all of the sparkles. Let's group those together and switch up the color. Now all of the sparkles and his lenses have successfully been switched over to a different color. Let's pull those out of the way for just a minute. We need to select all of these other pieces, right click and make a compound path. And I'm not sure why this outline on his glasses is so much smaller than this one. Let's see. Okay, what I did was I sent the main layer all the way to the back, and this outline looks much smaller than this outline, which leads me to believe that it's going to print black thicker around this one than around this one. And I don't think that the foil is going to do as well if it is foiling over a printed area. When we slide this heart over this outline, you can see that it is quite a bit larger. So what we are going to do, we're going to fix this again. Let's ungroup this. We'll duplicate just this lens and set it over to the side. Now we can select all of these pieces, right click and group them back together. We don't want them to get knocked out of place. Let's remove this heart. Now set this back in place. We have an actual guide. We can zoom in, get it lined up to where it's supposed to be. Sometimes you'll need to use the arrow key on your keyboard to get it just right. Now we need this lens. And again, we're going to switch up the color. It helps to see where we're putting it. We're going to drag this in place and set it right on top of that gray heart. I know this sounds like a lot, but sometimes designs just don't really want to cooperate. Again, I'm using the arrows on my keyboard to get this lined up just right. Let's zoom out a bit. We can once again select our pieces that are meant to be foiled and drag them out of the way because we grouped them all together. They were super simple just to snag and move. Now we can select all of the pieces on this part of the design, right click and make a compound path, and now that looks right. We can move our foiled pieces right back into place. That looks perfect. Let's fit our design to the window. Now that we've got all of that figured out, we need to bring in our gift tag cutout. We can slide that right in behind there, like so. I want my Santa to print, I want the tag to cut, and I want my sparkles and lenses to foil. For a print and cut, we need to select our cut lines and our print. So we're holding down the shift key and clicking on both. Let's right click and group those together. Now we need to right click and send that group to the back so that our foiled pieces show up. And we're finally ready to head over to the send page and assign the different tools to the different lines. You can see everything is lit up in blue, which means everything at this point is going to use tool 2. So let's select the tag layer. Remember, we grouped the printed portion with the cutout tag. So we can click on tool 1, use outline of selection, and now that is ready to cut. And the other elements will use tool 2 to heat foil. However, when looking at it like this, you can see that it is definitely not ready to go yet. Let's go back to the design page and select our foil layer. And we're ready to head back into our specialty tools section and open up our heat pen fills. This time I am going to select the line effect. You can see as soon as I clicked on that, everything filled in. When we zoom in on his lenses, first of all, you can see that our file is off just a little bit. We can fix that right now. Let's bump that up with our arrow keys. That fits perfectly. And Now we can adjust the spacing so that it's filled in well. That looks pretty good. We can also adjust the angle when we're using the line fill. And I think that's a little bit difficult to see. Maybe we can zoom in again on that. Okay, so now when I move the slider here, you can see the lines adjusting their angles. And that's pretty cool too. If you want to actually see this effect, if you want to notice that the lines are at an angle, I would suggest increasing your spacing so it's not as filled in, and those lines are going to be more prominent that way. Let's fit this back to the window now. And this is the point where you want to scale your project down to the proper size. Of course, we want everything to scale at the same rate. So let's select all of our different layers, and we can grab this corner here and scale it down. I want this to be about 2.5 inches wide. We can even group these together now because we've already went through and set our different lines to the tool holder that we want them to use. For a print and cut, I would need to switch my media size over to letter, and I would turn on my print and cut registration marks here. Because I'm using V5, let's enable the registration marks, and now I can go through and set these up to fill the page. Now everything is scaled to size. Everything is set up perfectly. At this point, we need to ungroup our layers and select the foil layers, go back to the specialty tools panel, go to heat foil, and release the heat pen fill. But you want to make sure that everything is scaled to the proper size before you do that step. Now let's go over to the send page, and everything is set up perfectly. Our lenses and sparkles are all going to be foiled, and our actual design is going to be printed. Everything is within the print and cut border. Registration marks are clear, and the outline of our tags are going to cut. If you found any of this information useful, please hit the thumbs up or leave a comment. Both those things help to push this information out into the YouTube universe so that more crafters can find it. Links to all of the things are, of course, in the description. Go create something shiny, and I'll see you in the next video.